Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Emily.
And welcome to
The Boob Podcast.
the podcast with no structure
No plan.
and no hope. It's episode 911. What's your emergency? I've only been abducted by aliens, miss.
Was that scripted? You've had that written down for a day, haven't you? Full 24
In my
hours.
notes.
That's okay. I enjoyed
Nice.
that.
I'm glad.
I mean, I don't tend to listen to these back. No, I do. I'm lying. Well, I'm listening to that bit back. That was a solid start. I love that. But can I cut in just because I feel this is worth noting now that we're a bit spooky, because this is a bit spooky. Do you remember back in early March, like not long before all this went to crap, before we all went into lockdown? Do you remember I told you I was having a proper stressful dilemma? I bought myself a diary for the year, having looked in it, and it cost £7, by the way. Who's spending £7 on a tiny A5? That's not worth £7. And I didn't realise the diary, it didn't start straight away. And then the world went into lockdown, and it's like the diary knew, because guess what date the diary resumes on?
Where?
What? Well, the week beginning, but the main full date is this week. The week that things open up again. And I'm like, my diary.
That's so creepy.
Because it's not like I've had any plans to fill in the diary since bloody March anyway. So, yeah, just thought I'd
That's so creepy.
predicted it. Right, okay. Alien me up.
So, today, I thought, because last week was so heavy, we could play a little game.
Oh, I love it.
And that game I have called, are you ready for this? It's this name, it hit me like a freight train. It's called Aliens or A-listers.
Oh my god, why is that the embodiment of the things I love most?
Basically, the game goes as follows. I have 5 synopsises to films about alien abductions or paranormal things.
Right.
I have 5 real life stories about alien abductions and paranormal things.
Oh, yes, Leah.
I'm going to say them in a random order, and I'm going to have you guess. And the ones that are real, I will elaborate and tell the story.
This is like bloody VR quality gaming. I'm so ready now.
Okay. So, should we begin?
I'm so ready. Okay, right. So wait, if I think it's a film, do I just say A-lister, or do you want me to like title the film, or do I get bonus points if I can?
You'll get bonus points if you can give me the name of the film, but I don't think you will because, well, I didn't pick there's a couple that I've not watched, but there's 3 that aren't very obscure. So you'll get, okay, if you can name the film, you'll get a bonus point. You ready?
Right.
Okay. First one. A family migrate to a farmhouse that later becomes a site of a strange crop circle that suggests the existence of alien life.
I'm going to say that one is a film, because I feel like for it to become a real life like conspiracy story, there'd be more detail to it.
Okay, I've kept it, all of the real life ones as well, I've kept just as vague. So, just a heads up.
I was going to stick with my gut though, A-lister.
Well done. Do you know what film it is?
I mean, every alien film, there's usually a farmhouse and a crop circle.
This was the synopsis on Google for Signs, which I thought there'd be more about, the signs in Signs, because that's most of the movie.
To be honest,
I can't
that
even remember
sounds
there being
more like
crop
that
circles.
episode of Doctor Who. You know when David Tennant's got his watch and he's the English teacher? I mean, he's the British teacher. That sounds more like that than anything else, so...
Right, you ready for number 2?
I am. Oh.
Twin sisters become the victims of an extraterrestrial terror that only worsens as they get older. But are their visitors all evil?
Oh, see, I'm inclined to say A-lister because of the whole progression of time of the aging. No news outlet sticks around for that long, so A-list.
You are wrong.
No.
This is a real life story.
Oh my God,
The twins are called Debbie and Audrey. They've written books about their experiences. Now,
Oh, I love that. I love
Audrey
books.
Starborn Hewins, that's her name.
I'm crying.
Starborn.
I'm crying. Obviously, they're going to get abducted.
She told the story of her and her identical twin, Debbie's experience with aliens at the International UFO Congress, which is a conference aimed at giving therapy to alien abductees.
Can we attend, please? Oh my god.
Audrey claims that her and her sister have been in contact even with the aliens since they were 5 years old. She says, and I quote, "I was probably about 5 years old or so, and a bright light would come into the room and the door would open and there would be like a foggy kind of misty blue light just shining through the whole house. And these two figures would come in. There would be a tall one. They had black capes, but they were bald and had big eyes." End quote.
Oh, I'm quite fit.
The sisters called their visitors the bald men, but in a but they're more commonly referred to as in UFO believer circles as the Greys.
Is it like a subreddit or something? This is so destroyed.
The twins would know when the bald men were coming and would tell their parents they didn't want to go to bed. She claims that the aliens started experimenting on them at the age of 12, but they don't remember much. And the pair say they were abducted together. And quote, "We've been up in crafts and seen a house from above. They are very good at mind erasing. They'll leave you with bits and pieces of things you can remember." It's so creepy. And then Debbie said, "A lot of times I'll wake up in tears saying, why me? Why me? Why can't this happen to somebody else?" End quote. Now, it would be easy to think that these bald men only had malicious intent, but Audrey claims that when she was an adult, she was rescued by them while she was drowning.
First of all, I'm pretty sure you added an extra D into the word drowning then.
Drowning.
But see, stuff like that, because you can't outwardly say no, you weren't abducted, or because you know what, aliens, if they are going to abduct you, they probably do have technology to wipe your memory and save you from drowning. But
that's something else that crops up a lot, the whole mind erasing thing. And again, the UFO circles, they all talk about it.
I mean, I'm gonna get too physicsy on you, but I am a little bit. Statistically, there is alien. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there has to be.
Come on. But I honestly don't think we'd handle it very well. Oh, I'd like to point out though, again, another one for the twins. You've got twin sisters. If we linger around them enough, they're gonna get good.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
A young couple move into a suburban residence and feel the presence of evil forces. They install cameras which capture all incidents, noises, and evil occurrences in the house.
Have you just told me the synopsis to Paranormal Activity?
Yes.
I knew it. Big fan. That was a classic in its time.
Oh, look. So you're at 3 points. You have 3 points. You got a nice little bonus there with Paranormal Activity.
So happy.
I feel like it's the camera that gave it away.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're number 4.
Yeah.
After the murder of a neighbour. Sorry. After the murder of a neighbour, a boy goes, no, I can't read. Let me start again. After the murder of a neighbour, a boy undergoes a major transformation in his behaviour. He remains unaware of the fact that his body is slowly being taken over by an evil spirit.
Ooh, I'm going to say real life because I hope it is and I want to hear more.
No, that is Paranormal Activity, the marked ones.
Oh my god, I forget there's 17 movies to that. I swear to god. I remember that one.
It's the one with the boys. I've not seen it. Apparently it's good.
Good. Blimey, that's fun.
They're I think it's like a Hispanic family, but apparently it's the best one of all of them.
I will watching that at some point.
We'll watch that. The next one. Clayton Lee has been visited by extraterrestrial entities since he was a boy, but he isn't it isn't until he marries the unwitting Donna that his visitor's intentions become sinister.
Oh, again, Doctor Who, you said Donna, so I'm going to say real life because I want another real life one.
It is real life. Yeah. So Clayton and Donna are a married couple who claim to have been abducted by aliens a whole bunch of times.
Oh my gosh.
Clayton says that he was first abducted as a child and believes that the extraterrestrials have been studying him his whole life. Once he married Donna, she too began experiencing the alien abductions, which the pair spoke about while under hypnosis, ironically, with a therapist who doesn't believe in aliens.
Crying. Love
They
that.
have since drawn the aliens they claim abducted them, and Donna describes them as, quote, tall, slender, blonde. They looked human, but not human, not quite human. They don't really use their voices to talk. And this is where it gets sinister.
Oh.
Donna believes that their unborn child, like fetus, was taken from her by the aliens.
Would like just plucked out of her. Oh. Wouldn't she
Taken
know?
probing to another level.
Oh, you'd have to like pipette it out, wouldn't you? You know, when you suck up like a little oh no. No. Gosh, no. Oh. See, why spend so much time and effort on Clayton and Donna as well? What's so special about them?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I want to be hypnotized though. I feel like we should definitely attend hypnosis. Just come out with that, wouldn't we?
Semi, I'd like to be hypnotized so I could rewatch the first Saw.
Oh my god, that is the yes. Same. I'm so bored of that.
To get that, and when the music builds, imagining that for the first time again. Oh, with the twist. So good. People do it all the time to rewatch Harry Potter.
Really? Do they actually?
Yeah.
Oh my god. How? Like, is there a YouTube video for that, or do you have to pay someone?
I think you might have to pay. But actually, I have a friend. Here we go. I have a friend. She's a hypnotherapist. She does more like hypnotherapy for like women giving birth and that. But she helps me with anxiety about and stuff. So maybe I'll ask. I can like send her a cheeky text.
Big fan of that. If you can't abuse your friends, why have them? So. Oh yeah, we got so much to do. We could literally go watch like Paranormal Activity, this one, then get hypnotized, then go watch Saw. Oh yeah, that's our day sorted.
I'd love to be hypnotized. I think I'd hate it, but also like it.
I do feel like I'm susceptible to most things, so it'd be a breeze.
I don't know whether my brain will allow it. I'm too switched on.
Like you'd switch back on midway. So you'd have like both person. You'd be split into two versions of you. That'd be great.
Oh, no. Now that does sound like a movie.
Yeah, cool. We could call it Split and hire James McAvoy. I don't think that's been done.
Oh wow, that's such a good original idea. We should do it.
Oh, I love it.
Are you ready for your next one?
I am. I'm eager.
An 11-year-old autistic boy uses a camcorder to document his family's camping trip and subsequent encounter with aliens.
Movie.
Yeah, it's a movie from 2014 called Alien Abduction. I've never seen it, but I googled alien movies and it came up.
At least you didn't use, please tell me, Alien.
No, I tried to stay away from the ones that were too like The Thing and like 30 Days of Night. I feel like if I gave you a synopsis, you'd know. Or like Predator.
What's the one where they're filming the entire thing? It's not War of the Worlds. I always get them mixed up. On like camcorder, they're recording it. It's like an apocalyptic Armageddon.
Oh, Cloverfield.
Cloverfield, yeah. And have you watched all the... Because every other Cloverfield movie is completely unrelated to one another, but I've watched them all. One of them's in space.
There's the one that I think my dad quite likes it. The one where she gets kidnapped, and you don't know whether the world has like.
Yeah, that's a plot twist and a half because they're in that like underground like bunker that he's turned into like a little house type thing for him.
It's like Kimmy Schmidt, but not fun.
Is that like the Cloverfield paradox or something? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah,
10 Cloverfield Lane.
they're all awful, but I enjoy them, every single
Oh, I
one.
love that first one.
Yeah, easily.
Oh, it's
best.
just, it's a really good movie, it is.
I love movies.
I'm a bit scared that we're bashing through these because there's really not that many.
Crying. How long have we been on? This could be a quick fire.
We'll have to have a little discussion afterwards whether we think aliens are real.
We'll review and revise.
Yeah, we'll have a chat because I don't even think we're pushing 10 minutes. Okay, the next one. The next one's fun. I like the next one. An ex-Marine starts experiencing a run of UFO sightings, but after he puts a video online, his encounters start getting a little more personal.
See, as soon as you told me that, I was envisioning a Mark Wahlberg movie. I don't know why.
There's something about Mark Wahlberg that appeals to me, and I know he's super religious. He gets up at like 2 a.m.
Have you heard his work, like his schedule?
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, did you hear it on Off Menu actually or something? Was it? No, it wasn't Off Menu. I heard it on something else.
It was on something though.
I think I heard it on that.
Daisy May?
No. Either way, it's bloody ridiculous. He's scheduled out. That was it. They were discussing the fact that he has scheduled in time for an hour and a half shower. We know what he's up to, is it? Like 7 times over for an hour and a half. He hasn't even got that much hair. What does he need that much time for?
There's just things about him that appeals, and I don't know what it is. The abs, but I don't know what it is. I even like he's in that movie Daddy's Home. Is it Will Ferrell? It's not a good movie, but I love it so much.
I think it's because he's literally typecast, but in 2 completely different roles. He's either the stupid guy or the like action bloke, and I love it because he does well in both. He just seems like a laugh. He does. I mean, he's been on Andex. Like he's friends with Andex, so you've got to be a good bloke if you're friends with Andex.
And talking about Saw, his brother was in Saw. Donnie Wahlberg. You know, in the 2nd and the 3rd movie, the cop and his son gets kidnapped by Jigsaw.
Oh my god, yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg, and his head gets like smushed. That's Donnie.
I swear to God, you can see it as well now. I couldn't before. Oh God, if only listeners could see what I'm looking at right now. A young picture of Mark Wahlberg with Don. Oh man.
Oh, Marky Mark.
You see, if he was on Tinder, that would be a swipe left because I'd be like, no, I'm not good enough for you in any shape or form. He's wearing a cap.
He just is like ultimate frat boy, but I'm there.
I have to send you that.
Crying, how have we tangented? I didn't even get your answer. Do you want to say that? Do you want to do the say the thing again? We just forgot we were recording.
Oh yeah.
Bloody hell. An ex-Marine starts experiencing a run of UFO sightings, but after he puts a video online, his encounters start getting a little more personal.
I'm going to say movie because the whole uploading stuff online is just a very modern day thing to do.
It is real life. Ha ha
ha. Yes, tell me more. Yeah,
ex-Marine Terrell Copeland has been seeing UFOs for a while now. The UFOs range from large triangular objects to orbs of light and elliptical objects. He says, quote, "They use large waterways to hide in, around the landfill, all over. Most of the sightings are in my apartment, up close. One was just sitting over my apartment," end quote. He captured one of these sightings on his phone and put it on YouTube, as, I mean, I would. Get that bloody revenue. He says,
Instagram story.
Yeah, trust. It was an orb of light, just a big ball of light. It wasn't moving. One was solid white. The other was directly across the street from it, up 300 feet above the ground, and was changing colours very rapidly.
Ooh.
After his YouTube video was uploaded, he claims that he was visited by an extraterrestrial. Quote, this is like very us. I woke up from my nap.
Oh my god. Good stuff.
Behavior. I woke up from my nap by the sound of someone trying to enter my apartment, and I said, "Who is it?" There was no answer. Still, just you could see the doorknob moving and like a scratching at the door, and I keep a firearm. Obviously, it's America. It was on my table, and my thought was to get up and check. I was in complete paralysis. The only things I could move were my eyes, and I heard the voice through the door say, "You don't need that weapon. We won't harm." He describes the alien as a woman who did not have complete human features. She had the typical black eyes that you hear about. She had an elongated skull, and that startled me. And the next memory I have is me standing on my balcony, waving at this cylinder-shaped ship. Just like, bye.
Just seeing him off. Like a poppy pie. Oh, man.
It gets even after this first initial blonde bitch shows up. He says that after this first abduction, he began blacking out all the time, and he phrases it as missing time, which is something again like the whole erasing of the art, like the mind shit. It's something that like UFO, so like believers, all claim to have experienced this like missing time phenomenon.
That's just the effect of the BK.
And he saw more and more UFOs, and he began to log them and start sketching what he believes he saw during his missing time episodes. And here's where it gets fucking nuts. Plot twist. Are you ready? I didn't expect a plot twist from this story. I never expect a plot twist from a real life story. They're always sort of boring. But this, bloody hell. Terrell's story was later investigated by the US TV show UFO Hunters. He was taken by the show to have blood tests ran because I said he was a Marine, and he was discharged because he has this disorder, right?
Yeah.
So he was later diagnosed from the blood tests ran on the show with a rare blood disorder, and the doctor told him that he shared the disorder with a bunch of other people who had all had similar UFO experiences. And a head researcher at UFO Hunters told him that he believes that Terrell is an alien-human hybrid, a product of intergalactic breeding who's being prepped for contact with the aliens. And Terrell believes that the aliens he met will show themselves soon and try and integrate themselves with the Earth population.
I mean, I always knew there was hybrids. You've got your vampire werewolf crossovers and all that, but an alien human bloke I did not see. Oh my god. How would you react to that on the telly?
Because that crops up a lot with these. I was researching about these stories, and they were all sort of boring, so I left them out. But a lot of them claim that they're alien human hybrids, or they've been contacted so much because the aliens are trying to make like hybrids out of their DNA and stuff.
So they're kind of like they're connected. Oh my god, this has got very like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibes to it. But with oh my god, there's going to be a giant tree and a raccoon in a bit, and oh my god, that is a plot twist. Can we watch that episode?
Yeah, we should watch all the like ghosts, because most of the ones that I find are like famous ones that have been on telly and stuff. We should binge watch all of the episodes of like Ghost Hunters UK and
genuinely UK as well. Bloody UK. We would have some right ones up here, wouldn't we? I'd want to see his YouTube video that he uploaded, but again, I get scared to do it on my own.
Me too. I don't. I just no. I'm a bit spooked out sitting on my own reading all this.
You're downstairs. Have you shut your curtains by the back door?
Yeah, everything's shut.
Okay, good on you. I mean, I haven't shut my bedroom curtains, so I'm a bit.
Yeah, UFO.
We can never go to a rave now because we're gonna be like, this is it. This is how it ends. Oh my gosh.
Right. Next one. Are you ready for this one?
Oh yeah.
A Russian millionaire's place on an internationally renowned board is in jeopardy when he reveals his past experiences with the extraterrestrial.
I really want this to be true because I hope it's the Russian bloke from the Eurovision movie.
Oh, I loved it. It was so good.
He was great.
I've been listening to the song along all day.
It's so good though as well. Like my god. I love it. But is that a film, an A-list?
Nope.
No.
And
Oh yeah.
it's the one is one of the shorter ones I have in terms of how much I have, but every sentence wilder than the last.
Yes. Yes. This better be a movie by the end of the week.
Actually, he's not the ex. The world chess president.
Lol.
Get ready. Get ready. Oh, here we go. Another Russian name for me to pronounce. Kursan Ilham. Oh no. Ilham Zenov. That's how. Sorry, Kirsten. If this isn't. Just so happens he's mates with Colonel Cadaver. Why did I can't read? It's because I saw Cadaver later on my list of things.
It sounded so right that you said it was such
Colonel Cadaver. Colonel Gaddafi. Okay, let me start again so I can call that shit. He just so happens to be mates with Colonel Gaddafi, Vladimir Putin, Saddam Hussein, and the Dalai Lama.
What the heck? I forget they all exist in the same bloody era. What the hell? It's like weird
how he knows them. They play chess together.
Don't. Are you sure this isn't a film?
That's what I quote. That everybody who supports the idea of chess playing is my friend. End quote.
Oh my god, I love him so much. Oh.
Well, he's friends with all those people. There's an illustrious lot. He claims that he was abducted by aliens in September of 1997.
Oh.
He said that they wore yellow spacesuits and they took him from his apartment for a joyride through space in their ship that he said, quote, chambers the size of a large football pitch, end quote. He told Czech Republic's Radio Freedom that, this story, we went off to their interplanetary ship and the most interesting thing was that they appeared not to pay any attention to me. I did not understand their purpose in picking me up. We landed on one of the planets and picked up some pieces of equipment, and they told me everything in detail. The ones who transported me explained things, either the captain of the ship or someone else. And then I remember that I asked them to take me back to Earth as quickly as possible. End quote.
Gotta get tobacco's before it shuts. Oh my god. No wonder they were a bit skeptical about having him on the board.
I know. He also claims that, here we go, chess is in itself a gift from the aliens.
Don't.
He stated that, and this just blew my mind because this man obviously has some level of intelligence to be the head of like the international chessboard and be like buddy with Vladimir Putin and shit.
No.
He said, quote, there was no internet before, so how did chess get across the world? It means that it was brought from somewhere else.
What? The internet is not responsible for everything we have. I physically can't. How his CV must be so outrageous. He's got Vlad's for a reference, but then like no actual certifiable qualification.
Apparently, he's quite eccentric in other ways as well. And the Chess Foundation weren't impressed by his alien claims because they're like embarrassed by him. And
peed off the chest.
He's still the president at the minute, but he's on thin bloody ice. They do not. He's in like proper drama with them because they had to go at him, and he was like, "I made it up." But all of this shit. And some of those quotes are from like 2010. Some of them, like the Czech Republic ones, from 2001. So not long after it happened. Yeah. But like some of them are like way later. So he's been spinning this.
He's got like a little notepad under his bed, isn't he? That he just, when he's bored, he's like, how can I mess up the chess team's day today? Thing is that he just seems a bit too nonchalant about it. It's like, oh yeah, we went on a joyride through the galaxy, like blasting Stacey's mom, hanging out the window. They had no scrubs playing or something. I can't. Oh my god.
Oh, it's good.
The fact that he's real.
Oh, right.
It's probably like that. There's gonna be a transcript of that like radio interview. I've got to hear all this research again.
Next one. A family become victims of an unseen force that begins to terrorize their home. Is it ghosts, or are they being targeted by alien life?
Oh, I think that's a film.
It is a film. Do you know which film it is? It's on Netflix.
Yes, because I remember seeing ghost alien crossover balls. What's the chance it's called Ghost Alien Crossover? It's not, is it? Damn it. Tell me more.
It's called Dark Skies.
Dark Skies. Is it recent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I watched it? Oh man, I've got so much to look up after we've finished boobing. I've got so much post boob research to do. I love that. You do all the pre. I do all the post.
Right, I'm at my last one, so we might need to fill some time after this. We've done 10. I thought 5 and 5 would be okay because we did 5 for Romania. Yeah. So I was like, it'd be chill. But alas, we'll waffle at the end. This is quite a long one, so
bring it on.
An old luxury hotel becomes a playground for a charlatan doctor, but is he merely an elaborate scam artist, or are his intentions more sinister?
I'm gonna say probably just because I'm technically cheated. This is real life, because if it's a movie, then we're done. And you said it was a long one, so real life.
I'm an idiot. It is. You're correct. You're correct. I've not been keeping score, by the way. So
one, basically, that's the point.
Yeah, you winner, chicken dinner.
No, corn mince dinner. Thank you.
Yes, vegetarians in the house, baby. So the crescent. This is a ghost one, not an alien one. Sorry. So really, I did try to stay on topic, and we got 99% of the way through, but I stumbled on the last hurdle, and I resorted back to ghosts.
Yeah, it is us. We love skipping a theme, don't we?
The Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs. Every time I see the word Arkansas, I want to say Arkansas every single time.
So I am confusion. Why is this one Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas? America, explain. What do you mean in Arkansas?
Because the fact that a place called Kansas is called Kansas.
I am confusion.
God, do not like America. Right, as you are.
So, it was built in 1886. We're hopping back in time. And it was built as a hotel for the rich and famous. But this didn't last long, and it quickly became derelict. That's going to be a theme for this hotel. But in 1908, it was reopened as a college for young women, and then closed again in 1924. It doesn't like closing, does this place? It reopened again in 1930 as a junior college, and then it closed again in 1934, and the building after that was released as a summer hotel. Then, in 1937, a man called Norman G. Baker, and I think this should be made into a movie because it sounds horrendous, but also he sounds very eccentric, and I could see someone like Johnny Depp playing him.
Oh, you've sold it to me. Carry on.
So a man called Norman G. Baker bought it in 1937 and turned it into a hospital and quote-unquote health resort. Baker was a millionaire, inventor, and radio host who starred himself as a doctor, but did not have any medical qualifications. That's important. He's described as a flamboyant man who only wore purple. Like, he was obsessed with the colour purple. His car was lilac. He wore purple and white suits and purple ties. Loved the colour purple. This man. And he made his fortune originally in vaudeville entertainment, specialising in mind reading, like fake mind reading, and being like a fake psychic and stage magic, which he probably should have stuck with, because what he did next is pretty shitty, I must say. And by pretty, I mean very shitty.
Norman.
He claimed that he had discovered a whole bunch of cures for things, including, and most importantly, a cure for cancer, which was actually just corn silk, red clover, watermelon seeds, and water that he just mixed together. And he would attack real hospitals for being corrupt and for profit. His advertisements claim, quote, "We cure cancer tumour without operation, radium, or X-ray. We treat all ailments. We do not cut any organ." And he made flyers upon flyers it was on because he had a radio show. He used to talk about it on his radio all the time. He's like, "Come to my hospital, I can cure your cancer." So he basically preyed on like the terminally ill. Oh, it gets even. It's all so shitty. So this was false advertising, and as well as some evidence that he was quote unquote. And I've read it in an article. They didn't explain further, but he was coercing his patients. So I guess he was a manipulative prick, basically.
Oh, bloody hell, it's that mind reading power he's got.
It led to over 44 deaths, even though his treatment didn't kill anyone, but
it stopped them getting prior
treatment. And he got tried for mail fraud in 1940, and he was sentenced to 4 years. After he came out, he lived quite happily until 1958.
That's just a university experience. Bloody
hell. What his patients at the Crescent didn't know was that in 1938, Norman had been convicted for practicing medicine without a license and had been forced out of Iowa. And that's when he bought the hotel to like trick all these cancer patients into giving him money for this fake cure. And it has been estimated by US postal inspectors that Baker made as much as 500,000 grand. And this is like in the 30s. So this is like, yeah, he made that a year selling his miracle cure. And it was revealed that he had defrauded cancer patients out of approximately £4 million by the time he was convicted.
I swear to God.
But there's a lot of, because I'm going to come on, in present day, this is considered the US's most haunted hotel, right? Because it's still open. And there's a lot of mythos surrounding Baker and his practices. And although there's only really evidence that he would sell this, he basically sounded like a fucking scam artist from a lot of it. Yeah, he was an entertainer, first and foremost. Let's all remember that. And it just sounded like a
line between the two.
Yeah, he was just like scamming people, but there's a lot of legend surrounding him and what he did. And a lot of people say that Baker and his less than legit medical practices included bodies being burned in the basement and Frankenstein-esque medical experiments, though it's hard to like decipher the legend from the fact.
That can never be good though.
So hot. I'm not wearing a bra, apologies.
I would like to take this moment just as much as that entire story is sticking with me, the one thing that resonated the most was the fact that you said 500,000 grand. Do you understand that that's 500 million? And when I heard it, it's like, hold on, something don't feel right.
Hold on. Don't do maths, okay? We've established this. Right, let me finish this story about the ghost hotel. So, there's all this mythos around it, and that he did other kinds of experiments on them, and he wasn't just this like eccentric con artist. He was also like doing other shady shit that's less than legal. So, the hotel after this went from like hand to hand, and the whole 4th floor burnt down in 1967. But it's claimed that most of the paranormal stuff that people witness in there is traced back to Baker and what Baker was doing. He's in the basement, and bear in mind this is like gone flitted. This is from the 40s, and it's gone between like hands, and it's still open, and it's gone between like hands. So many owners, this place, they found to this day his autopsy table and the walk-in cooler where he kept his cadavers and other body parts are still in the hotel basement.
No, why? There are other places for them to be now.
And this was a recent article I read. It didn't have the date on it, which is annoying, but it was like recent. The groundskeeper discovered 500 jars of buried in the grounds of the hotel, believed to contain human remains that date back to Baker.
And that's a good portion of time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, surely they need a new caretaker if they're still there. Jan's cleaning that up.
And Baker's patients aren't the only ghosts to haunt the hotel. There's all kind, like, I was reading it, and to be fair, I didn't do that much research for this one. I just did a couple of hours like earlier. But I was reading, and there's all these ghosts that they've seen, and one has like a massive mustache apparently, but they just hover around the lobby. There's a couple of really haunted rooms that show up on a lot of like TripAdvisor, but for like haunted hotels. And one of these specific rooms we'll talk about it briefly.
Yeah.
When the building was under construction in 1885, a builder named Michael, who was an Irish stonemason, he fell from the roof while it was still getting built, and he landed and died in the exact spot where room 218 still stands. And in this room, guests have experienced all kinds of paranormal experiences, and it's like a really popular site for like ghost hunters and like ghost hunting like TV shows and stuff to like try and stay the night and find ghosts.
Oh yeah.
They've experienced things such as unexplainable sounds, physical sensations, doors slamming and opening by themselves, and even full body apparitions. Like they've seen full ghosts. Oh, the ghost of Michael.
Oh, see, again, big fan of that. Big fan. But I don't know if it's just because ghosts and aliens, they get such a bad reputation. Like everyone thinks they're automatically malicious.
Mm-hmm.
And so it sets you on edge. But you know, you've watched the movie Ghost, Patrick Swayze. Come on.
I haven't. I know the scene, but I've not seen the movie.
We're gonna recreate that at some point. Get Cafe Ceramica or something. But but like if I knew wholeheartedly, like if we could get Nan in the room, I'm sure she wouldn't do any mean stuff. She'd be here just have a good time.
Yeah.
So I want to do stuff like that.
And on a bad one, I think ghosts get a bad rap because it has to like have that level of energy. You've got to be like vengeful or something bad happens to you. But what if you just want to chill? Maybe you're not vengeful, you just didn't do the one thing you were meant to do.
Yeah, that whole like unfinished business. Not everyone wants to kill someone before they pass. That's not everyone's unfinished business.
How much of What We Did in the Shadows have you watched?
Oh, I haven't watched any more since what I said yesterday, but 3 episodes.
Okay, I don't want to. I was going to bring up an episode about unfinished business, but
wait. It could be. What is it? The one where they listeners, if you've not watched this,
spoilers for What We Did in the Shadows.
Spoilers.
What's she called again? The girl, I always forget.
Nadja.
Yeah, is it the one where her unfinished business goes and she gets put in the doll?
Yeah, because in that, Matt Berry's character, who for the life of me I can't remember his name. I think it's because he's my least favourite. Sorry to him.
Oh.
Nadja and Nandor are just better.
Yeah.
But his whole unfinished business is that he needed to wank. He hadn't come. He tried doing it. So maybe
and then she was like, "Oh, all this like ectoplasm or something all over the room," and he's like, "Yes, exactly. Yeah." That's what I mean, the thing I find the most terrifying about that is the bloody doll. That creeped the crap out of me. But yeah, I love that. That is the doll that I've seen. But yeah, so like everyone's got unfinished business. If there's a slice of cake left in the fridge, I will not go anywhere until I finish that cake off. Like there's box sets that I haven't even started, let alone finished. So why did this one have to be here to
murder someone?
I mean, aliens, more often than not, they would probably take that, like, they've waited this long because they're, like, waiting for Earth to be at, like, a usable stage. But you never know, they might just be passing by. Like,
they might just want to... Because I feel like humans, when humans talk about wanting to meet aliens, it's always positive. We come in peace.
Exactly.
So I don't understand why aliens would be coming here. We're not that intelligent. We don't have technology. We've diminished all of our natural resources, so I can't have them.
It's not like they actually coming here for the planet either, is it really? Yeah. There's better planets out there.
So they'd be coming to say hi.
Exactly. I mean, again, most of my source of information about anything comes from Rick and Morty, and honestly, there's just like there's a planet just full of asses that fart, and I'm like, do you know what? That's probably more realistic than we think. You never know. Just something wholesome. Yeah. I want a Meeseeks to come visit us though, because I could put him to use. I got stuff that needs doing. If you had to pick between being haunted by a ghost for a week or nightly abductions from an alien for a week.
Well, ghost, can't touch you.
that really
Existing
diminishes
under the plane. Whereas I feel like aliens, if we're thinking like aliens in the sense that all of these bloody abductees can't remember shit and they all think they've been like probed and experimented on. I'd rather have a ghost throwing shit, opening doors.
Would you rather, if you had an alien encounter, would you rather have like kept those memories?
Not if they did bad things. But if we had a good
seems
time and played like cards.
Could you imagine Ring of Fire out in space? Kind of. But I'm still firm on the fact that I do believe they're aliens, and I do believe in ghosts.
I don't think they're going to be that horrible. If they get to us, they're obviously more advanced, so why would they need anything from this world?
Exactly. That's the thing. The only way we'll ever interact, I feel, with aliens is by accident, because if they are advanced, then they don't need us. And if they do need us, they probably aren't advanced enough to ask us for help, because what can we really offer them other than, like, you know, Ben and Jerry's or something?
Sofas.
Did you say sofas?
Yeah. Maybe they don't.
I think that's a good combo as well. Having a Ben and Jerry's while sprawled out on the settee. That's all you need in life, isn't it? That's the most innovative thing we've come up with as a race. It's what the dinosaurs were missing out on. Oh, I like that. I think we've come to some solid conclusions tonight.
We don't have an outro, but we do have social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and you can find us on pretty much any podcasting platform that's relevant. Those of you who use weird ones, I don't give a fuck. Just use Spotify like a normal person. You're not a hipster, get your head out your ass.
Well, there's like 6 or 7 of our listeners just gone, and that's more listeners than we had to begin with anyway, so we're in the minus.
So, goodbye. Catch us next week for number 10. We'll do something special. By special, I mean, like, maybe I'll bring chocolate.
Oh, yeah, you didn't even have your flake. We're going to go to town. We should have a snack themed one, although I think we've done that, actually. Never mind. Scratch that.
Goodbye.